Understand that if you migrate to New Brunswick, cultural diversity will be very easy for you because of what reason? If this is your first time here, guys, do not forget, please subscribe to the channel and make sure you turn on the notification bell so that when I post the next video, you would be the first to watch. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about some schools. I don't want to say universities because I'm going to be talking about universities and colleges. That is why I said schools. And I will be talking about schools in New Brunswick that are eligible for PGWP and which would equally or eventually lead you into a permanent residency and thus a citizenship easily. Remember that if you intend to migrate to Atlantic Canada, you should try, or if you intend to migrate to Canada, you should always have this at the back of your mind that Atlantic Canada is always ready to receive migrants or immigrants. This is because of the shortage occupation force or labor that they do have in these provinces. Which are the provinces I'm talking about? I'm talking about New Brunswick, British Columbia, Saskatchewan, Prince Edward's Island, and of course Manitoba, and I think there are some other provinces as well, Nova Scotia as well. So if you are planning to move to Canada, and considering the fact that accommodation issues is really a big problem now because of too many internationals in most of these big cities, please, I will advise you to take a look at the Atlantic Canada or the Atlantic regions. And now, some advantages before I come to the list of schools in New Brunswick that you can take a look at and apply to them, because as I talk to you right now, most admissions are open. You should understand that if you migrate to New Brunswick, cultural diversity will be very easy for you because of what reason? There are a lot of international students who are residing in New Brunswick and of course studying in most of these schools I'm going to be talking about. And also the quality of life in New Brunswick compared to places like Vancouver and Ontario is not the same. Of course, these top cities are usually very expensive compared to New Brunswick. So you have to understand this. The more the population, the more the expenditure and the quality of life is more advanced in those areas. I'm not saying that New Brunswick, of course, is close to like 800,000 people, right? And in top cities like Milton, Fredericton, and the rest. But you should understand that even though it's still not part of the bigger areas, but it is one of the most wanted, like one of the areas where a lot of students want to migrate to. Now, the landscape in New Brunswick is also very excellent, like good. You can see a lot of rivers, a lot of lakes, and a whole lot of others. But in places like Ontario and all the rest, you are not going to find this. Then also understand that one of the reasons you should also consider New Brunswick as a point of entry or a place to reside in Canada is because of the New Brunswick Provincial Nominee Program. This program can literally give you access to your permanent residency in Canada after just 6 months. If you study in a designated institution and of course you study a program that is very, let me say highly in demand, then after that, like for example, some nurses or some international students that study nursing, they have the possibility after 6 months of becoming permanent residents in Canada or residency in Canada. So this is what you should know. And again, if you study in New Brunswick, you are going to like at least there is something called the Atlantic International Graduate Program, which is also a pathway to permanent residency. This is given only to international students who studied in Canada, especially in that particular province called New Brunswick. And of course, if you study in there, there is also a possibility for you to get PR via the express entry, which is not something I want to talk about anyways. And again, the health facilities are highly advanced, all right, and the landscape, I talked about it already, is very much good. Now, let's take a look at some of these schools if you want to study in New Brunswick. Understand that New Brunswick is also very cheap and affordable, and thus their schools are also quite affordable. Apart from the famous NBCC, which is the New Brunswick Community College, we equally have other schools in New Brunswick, like one, Crandall University. Crandall is Crandal. Crandall University. This school is located in Milton. Milton is a city in New Brunswick. And we also have St. Thomas University, which is located in Fredericton. Then there are other schools in New Brunswick that you should pay attention to. and I'm going to be listing them in any order. We also have the University de Milton. This school is also in Milton, which is the famous university in New Brunswick. I already talked about St. Thomas University. We also have St. Stephen's University at St. Stephen's in New Brunswick. All right, these are some of the schools you can apply to. Now, I'm talking about universities, not colleges again, but you have the choice to make a decision. If you want to go to university or colleges, it depends on you. But if you are looking for easier pathways and you are from the broke community and you do not have enough money and you need more time to hustle up with your 20 hours per week, I will advise you to apply to community college because of the workload. It is very small compared to universities, and of course, research is not that advanced. All right, so that is something you should put into consideration. Then there is also New Brunswick College of Crafts and Design at Fredericton. There is also Mount Allison University at Saxviews. All right, I talked about Université de Milton. There is also Mount Allison University. This one is in Saxviews. All right, then there is also Milton Flight College at Milton, and also Kingswood University at Sussex. These are some of the schools that you are going to find in New Brunswick, and I would like to encourage you to take a look at some of these schools. We don't just have New Brunswick Community College. Yes, I understand that a lot of us internationals, we are struggling to get something which is quite cheap and affordable. And I think among all these schools I gave you, New Brunswick Community College is the cheapest. And again, remember, as I speak to you right now, fall 2024, which is the September intake of next year, it is almost going to an end, which means that very soon you may not be able to apply because they might close the portal. And again, remember that Nigerians and Ghanaians cannot apply even if you watch me talking as of this point. I hope this video helps you. Please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. It is very, very important to us. Remember, this is not all about New Brunswick. There are other provinces in Atlantic Canada. You can also look at Saskatchewan. All right, they have the famous Saskatchewan Polytechnic. All right, these are schools with healthcare subject courses and also cybersecurity courses, a lot of engineering programs as well. So you can consider applying to some of these schools. And also, when applying to schools, look at programs that are highly in demand. And again, you are not just looking at programs that are highly in demand. You may find a program that is highly in demand, but the program is not something you can apply to because you may not be able to correlate your letter of explanation. So my key point here is find a program that relates to what you are doing at the moment. Then you apply for your admissions. You try to get your visa. When you enter in there, you can then go to your department and tell them you want to change the program. And of course, it is possible to change the program when you are already in Canada. It's not going to be tedious again, but there is a process. But if you are trying to avoid the process, then you can take the program you are taking as of the initial stage. I am just a messenger, and I think this is what you should do. I hope this video helps you. Till we meet again in another one.